In this video, I will be using Craft Vinyl by TeckWrap Craft to make a milk and cookie tray for Santa. I will be using 3 colors from their Christmas sheet bundle. You get all of these gorgeous 12 by 12 sheets in the bundle as well as 2 sheets of transfer tape. Let's get started. In Cricut Design Space, I have a blank canvas open and I'm going to go over to the upload button to add my design to the canvas. I purchased this SVG from designbundles.net. I just searched for milk and cookie tray in the search tab of the website. After my design is loaded onto the canvas, I'm going to click the Ungroup button because I want to use multiple colors for this design and I need to change them. In the Layers panel, I'm going to select all of the pieces of the design I want to be red by holding down the Control button on my keyboard and clicking on them. I want the candy canes, the word Santa, and the presents to be red. So after I've clicked on all of the pieces I selected, I'm going to change the color to red and then click the Weld button. Clicking the Weld button essentially is grouping these individual pieces that I want to be red together while also keeping them in position to be cut. Now I'm going to select all of the pieces I want to be green in the Layers panel again by holding down the Control button on my keyboard. So all of the other words in the design, the antlers for the reindeer and then the Christmas tree are going to be green. So I'm just going to change the color on the top of the toolbar to green once everything is selected, and then I'm going to click Weld. So now I have this group that will be cut together on the mat. And the very last color I'm going to be using is white. So I'm going to select the snowflakes, the circles, and arrows and change the color to white and then click Weld. Now I have my 3 different colors and each of the color groups will be cut in the correct position on the cutting mat. Next, I click on the Shapes button on the left toolbar and select the circle shape. I change the color to black and then I change the size to 10 inches in diameter since that is the size of my wood blank. Then I right click and send it to the back. Creating the circle template is going to help me size my design correctly and also give me a good idea of how my project will look. Once I'm happy with the fit, I delete the template and then I click Make It. In the Prepare Mat screen, you can see the Cricut has organized my design into 3 different cut mats. This is the color order I will follow when loading my vinyl into the machine. I click Continue and this takes me to the Make It screen where I select my cut material. I select vinyl as my material and change the pressure setting from default to less pressure. I find that this setting is perfect on my maker for TeckWrap vinyls. I cut my 3 pieces of vinyl down with my paper trimmer, load each color on my cutting mat and into my machine. After my machine is done cutting, I remove the vinyl from the mat and begin weeding the vinyl, removing the excess. I cut a piece of transfer tape big enough to cover my design, and I begin layering my design back into one piece before applying it to the wood blank. To do this, I apply my transfer tape to the green layer first, then I burnish it to the transfer tape, and then remove the backing from the transfer tape, and then using a piece of parchment paper, I create a hinge by only allowing a small portion of the vinyl to stick. It doesn't stick to the parchment paper and it allows me to see through so that I can line up my design properly. I do this to the red layer as well, and then when all 3 layers are complete into one decal, I take the same piece of transfer tape and begin applying it to my wood blank. I use the same parchment paper trick to apply my decal to the wood. And here's the finished product. The vinyl looks so beautiful against the black background, and when it catches the light, the colors are even more beautiful. Check the link in the description box for product information.